I'm making this video. This is something I've been intending to do for a very long time. Um, 20 plus years actually, not as far as video, but as far as doing something to explain my industry. Now, the industry that I'm in is, I call it the hidden industry. Uh, it's something that exists and has always, and if you apply your intellect, you could deduce that this industry exists, but most people don't. We're all busy, so people don't really think about it, and they don't even realize my industry exists. And I've been doing it 25 years now, and still, after 25 years, and this has been around for at the very least 70 years, multi-billion-dollar industry that nobody even realizes is there. They give it no thought. They just don't understand that there's this underlying industry that supports all this stuff. And anyhow, I after all these years, I'm still, when somebody asks me what I do for a living, I tell them I'm a core buyer. And almost without exception, I have to explain what my job is because they've never heard of a core buyer. So I would like to take a moment or two of your time to explain my industry, and also want to challenge you to, after this video, explain your industry with a VR, if you would. I've got to think about it. I really haven't thought about a most interesting prize. I'll think about that during the video. Either way, okay, core buying. Core, in my industry anyway, is the term for a used or worn out or broken auto part that needs to be remanufactured and is actually physically capable of being remanufactured, which means, you know, no busted cases, no broken parts, stuff that can actually be remanufactured. Now, any of you who have gone to a part store and tried to buy a part, in most cases they will offer you a new price, $120, $140, a remanufactured price, $80. It's a lot cheaper, and the warranties are pretty much straightforward. They're the same either way. Well, that's where my industry comes in, and that's where most people stop even thinking about it. They realize there's a remanufactured price, but they never work backwards to think about, well, where'd those parts come from? Well, there are remanufacturers scattered all over the world, all over the United States, and of course there's a couple of the very largest ones, but they're scattered all over. Now, people would actually imagine that, and people would recognize, say, A1 as something that's on the box when they buy at the parts store, or Cardone as something they buy at the, it's on the box when they buy at the parts store. But what they don't think about is, how do they get those parts? That's the hidden industry. Core buying has been around for all those years, and most people don't even think about the fact that it exists. And there's people, they're all over. Big cities, small towns, rural countryside. There are core buyers scattered all over this country doing this job, and have been doing it for decades, and people don't even know this industry is there. The industry is, you've got multi-chain graduations. Okay, you've got your, say, O'Reilly's Auto Parts. You go in there, they tell you can have it remanufactured. Well, that was shipped to them, sold to them by a rebuilder, a remanufacturer who took an old used part and put new parts in it, remanufactured it, and warrantied it. Okay, now they had to get that part somewhere, so they come to a person like myself. Not me personally, the company I work for. It used to be me personally. That changed with a whole bunch of Chinese imports. Hopefully that's going to be changing soon too. But either way, they come to a company like the one I work for. Get this, multi-billion-dollar company, traded on the stock exchange, and people still do not know this industry exists. Billion with a B. Okay, so they come to companies like the one I work for, and they give them an order and say, we need all these parts. Well, that company distributes all those orders among all the locations, like my own location here. I'm in the Panhandle of Florida. I'm not going to mention the company I work for. I'm not sure if I can do that or not, but they give those orders to us. They say, okay, this is what we need. This is what we can pay for it, because we're selling it for this. We're selling it for 20, we want to pay 17. We're selling it for 200, we want to pay 125. They tell us this stuff. So we distribute that information to the next tier down, which is the vendor. Some people call them peddlers. We call them vendors. They are people that, whether it's 3 or 4 pieces or 300 or 400 pieces, they go to salvage yards, repair shops, body shops, junkyards, and they use that knowledge that we've given them. Okay, this is the product. Here's the OEM part number. OEM means original equipment manufacturer. They use those OEM part numbers that are on the product to determine that it's worth, okay, it's worth 30 bucks. So they will offer the junkyard 15, 18, 20, whatever. Depends on how much volume they're buying. And then they will, in turn, bring that to us. We will buy it from them, cut them a check, and off they go. We send that to distribution warehouses who sell that to the remanufacturer. They rebuild it, and it goes to O'Reilly's, or Advance, or Napa, or take your pick. You know, there's a bunch of very large chains. That's how they get the product. Now, I'm going to pick my camera up here now and walk around and show you some of what we do. Okay, this table here. This is a table full of brake calipers. If you go to a parts chain and you ask for a brake caliper off a certain car, they will offer you a new or reman price with a warranty. When we get these in, we have to determine exactly what they fit based on either the shape and style of the caliper, the shape and style of the bracket, or the casting number that you can find on the caliper. So it's kind of a process. I've been doing this 25 years, so I've got a tad of experience in knowing what these things fit. You know, Jeep Cherokee Sport. I mean, you know, just certain ones. You know, Nissan Altima front. Another. These are all stuff I see on a regular basis. I've been buying for years, so I can just kind of look at it. You know, F-150 front. Certain ones that I can just tell you what they fit. So we call out the part numbers. We print barcode labels for them. We label them specifically. They go to a distribution warehouse where they get packaged, and then they get shipped to people to remanufacture them. Over here on this table, you have to excuse the mess of my warehouse. It's been a very busy week, and everything's coated in oil and grease. We got to clean that up Monday morning. But these are rack and pinion steering units. Okay, you get over here, you've got an air conditioning compressor. You've got starters, alternator, more calipers. Come over here. You've got more rack and pinion steering units. You've got alternators. These are air conditioning compressors off of early Toyota, Nissan, Honda, Chrysler. They're Nip and Denso units, and they fit tons of different items. I think actually everything here is going to be an import. No Chryslers involved. But, you know, different mounts tell you, see these close mounts? That tells you it's an import. Far mounts down here for the second mount would be a Chrysler product. Come over here. You got Nissan compressors. You got more compressors yet. Get into some import and domestic alternators depending on the part number. Over here, more AC compressors. Now, we also buy power steering gears. This is on units that do not have rack and pinions. They have gears. There's more calipers. There's more rack and pinions. AC. There's our electrical, import electrical, scrap electrical. We buy that as well. And I can go on, but what I want to show you, I'm sorry about the quality of this video. I can't really tell where I'm aiming, so it's kind of one of those things. Engines. Now, we buy a lot of engines. We buy a lot of transmissions. Drivetrain at my location is our specialty. But you can see all these engines. When you go to have your engine replaced, a location like mine is going to be the one in most cases that actually receives your core. I mean, we've got all kinds of stuff here. This is the newer model Chrysler Hemi. This is a very early model 302 Ford. Okay, back here you've got a 2004 and newer 3-valve Ford 5.4 liter. Here you've got a very early model 4-liter Jeep Cherokee. It's kind of all spread out. You see, there's some of everything that we buy. Back there, you got an old 366 that went into a medium-duty Chevrolet truck back in the 70s. So either way, just a little indication of what we do and how this industry has kind of escaped notice for many, many, many decades. Been thinking about what to do for the giveaway for a good VR response with what your specialty is, whatever you're retired from, or what you're doing now that you're good at, or an industry that doesn't get much notice. Let me know, and do a quick VR if you would. And what can I give away? I don't know. You know what? Be thinking about what you're going to do for your VR. I will come up with a good giveaway. It's not going to be a seriously high dollar unit. I'm not making any money off YouTube at this point. I've got a whopping 68 subscribers, which the last time I mentioned my subscribers, I think in my video I had 31, so I'm thrilled to death. And I'm going to do a very nice giveaway at 100, and it's going to be based, whoever the winner is, I'm going to give multiple choices of prizes. I've got people that do cooking, I've got people that do bushcraft, I've got people that do homesteading, I've got people that do miscellaneous anything and everything, I've got people that do gaming, and whatever the prize is going to be is not going to be purchased until after the winner is drawn. And I'm going to list what the potential prizes are depending on your category. So whoever the winner is will get the prize within their category unless they choose to have one from a different category. So I'm going to do that at 100. There's going to be a small prize for this one. It's not going to be, like I said, a high dollar unit, but it's going to be a prize for the best, most interesting or informative VR. Not that any of them will be uninformative. I mean, everybody likes to hear about other people's industries because, you know, we all kind of, we're focused. We do what we do, and that's what we do. We know a little bit about all the other stuff, but we don't know much about it. Give us some details, something that no one else would know. Anyhow, that's the core business in a nutshell. Vendors buy it, sell it to core suppliers consolidate it, part number it, sell it to rebuilders take it, remanufacture it, and sell it to the parts chains, and then you as a consumer buy the part. And this whole thing with Donald Trump coming in and changing the way things are done with tariffs is going to help that industry immensely, because right now it's more cost efficient for the remanufacturers to move their facilities overseas to remanufacture it because of all the problems and the regulations and the taxes and the imbalance of tariffs. That's hopefully going to be fixed. If he keeps his word, that's going to be fixed. And if he doesn't fix anything except the imbalance of tariffs, you're going to see a lot more quality remanufactured parts come to America, actually remanufactured in America, and cheaper prices in the parts store. So when you need to fix your car, you're going to save money. And by the way, this industry, I've got some international viewers. This industry exists in every single country in America, or in the world. I'll get this right eventually. And with the possible exception of the ones that are in conflict right now, that might throw a loop in things. But Europe, Asia, I've been to Japan and China on these same types of business deals, where I've gone in working for companies in America to review the quality control of remanufacturing in China and Japan. I feel certain Russia has the same deal going on, where they remanufacture parts. Anyway, it's the hidden industry that most people are not aware of, but it's a multi-billion dollar industry. So hope you learned something today. Hope you saw something that you felt was interesting. And please be thinking about your VR. I will do another short video, probably 30 seconds to a minute, when I can actually think of what kind of prize would be fitting for this video. Have a great day. Take care.